Hello, everybody from the holy city of Tzfat. So, it seems from many, many different signs that Moshiach, I think, is going to be here on Shvi Shel Pesach, the seventh day of Pesach. We know things time parallel. And so, our sages say that the month of Nisan, when God redeemed us the first time, and when you actually think about it, it's mind-blowing. Here we are, literally 3,300 years later. Just to give a context of what that means in time. Christianity only came into the scene, which, billions of people believe in, about 1,300 years after we left Egypt. Islam, which also maybe a billion so people believe in, came in 2,000 years after. So we're talking about something that predates Islam, which maybe 1.4 billion people believe in, by 2,000 years. So we're talking about, before the Roman Empire, there's a story of a family, effectively, a Jewish family, and they are enslaved and they are redeemed miraculously, and God gives them the Torah and says, listen, this is going to be your destiny. And it happened. And it happens. As Prime Minister Netanyahu said, there's never been in history a nation that returned to its ancient homeland, particularly after 2,000 years. So this shows that we are in a process. It's very important to understand life is not random. Life is a process. And it's a process of a relationship between the Creator and us, His beloved children. And now we are at the culmination of that process. Imagine you created a company for your son, but you wanted your son to know how to run the company. So you put him in the janitor role and then maybe a little manager. And finally, after thousands of years, wow, now he's actually fit. And the same thing is after thousands of years of dealing with our foolish egos that have just, the ego basically just wants to get its way, doesn't really know what it's doing. It's just like a wild fire. And taming it and tempering it, particularly giving us freedom of choice and allowing us to decide what is true, what is untrue, allowing us to discover really on our own. 62% of the world now believe they have a personal relationship with God, and slowly but surely connecting to God, connecting to our own higher self, connecting to each other. We are in a time of absolute clarity where good and evil is so clear. As I say, that the only thing you need to know between good and evil is who supports the Jewish people. Because the Jewish people, as Einstein said, are not a race. They actually are a religion. And what the religion is and what the Jewish people stand for is basically goodness and kindness. So there's the battle, and Hitler understood this. He said, as long as there's a Jew, there will be a conscience in the world. He wanted to create savages. It's the evil in the world. And those people that can support evil, Hamas, are evil. It's really simple. You're looking at the governments, there's different levels, Russia, which is kind of pure evil. Then you get into other Western governments, which are, maybe half evil. The fact that they can support or promoting Hamas, they don't really care about Jewish hostages. So you see clearly the difference between good and evil. And this will culminate in the greatest revelation of Moshiach.